the prep zone.
Oh my goodness!
Price, splashdown! Oh my goodness, what a hit!
Welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny. Tonight we're here at Jack Salter Stadium for district action. Ponchatoula traveling to take on the Covington Lions. Let's bring in Coach Jimmy Inman for more analysis. Coach, let's start with Covington. What do we know about their potent ground attack?
Well, David Harris, he is Mr. Ground and Pound. 6'2", 220-something and change, and all I can tell you, he can tote the rock with authority.
Ponchatoula, stout on defense. What do we know about them?
Mr. Bailey, number 99, interior defensive lineman. He's all that and then some, so it's going to be an interesting battle watching the Lions tonight.
Thank you, Coach. We'll have more analysis from the press box. I spoke with both coaches moments ago. Let's hear what they had to say, and we'll get to the action. Coach, it's our first time seeing your team in the Prep Zone. Can you give us a rundown on how your season's been so far?
We started off kind of slow, and we picked it up the last 2 weeks. We've been picking up our practice pace, and our defense is playing well. Offense is slowly, we're replacing 10 starters on offense, so it's it's a slow process, but I think we're getting to where we're getting a little bit more comfortable with the offense.
You're coming into Covington. It's homecoming tonight, and they have a potent ground attack. What's it going to take to get a victory here tonight?
Just play physical and execute. That's what we've been preaching all week. Be physical and execute on offense and defense and special teams, and we give yourself a chance to win the game.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Coach, it's our first time seeing your team in the Prep Zone this season. Can you give us a rundown on how it's been so far?
It's been a really good offseason leading into this year, and we've got a lot of good guys back from last year. The kids have been working hard. We start off, the kids are playing well. We had a little hiccup last week where we had some costly turnovers that ended up, really changing the outcome of that game. And, our kids are excited to get back out on the field and prove who they really are.
Ponchatoula went to the Dome last year, but they lost 10 starters. What's it going to take to beat them this year?
For this year, again, they're still a very talented team. Everybody's well aware of what they lost, but they've got a lot of good young kids in their 9th and 10th grade. Their JV program last year, so there's still plenty of talent there. So it's going to be a tough game for us. It always is anytime we play Ponchatoula. So, I think the most important thing is, like I said, last week we, fell into a hole with some early turnovers that really got us down in that one, and we're going to need to do a better job taking care of the ball and be a little bit more consistent. But, I think we're looking forward to a really good game tonight.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
And Laura Cella kicks this one off. It's a short kickoff to get us underway here at Covington. And after being hauled in, he's tackled down. That's David Harris. He's tackled down after crossing the 40. So that was our first look at David Harris. We'll see a good bit of him tonight.
I was going to say, just a preview.
And the Covington offense will start off first. Coach, while we're waiting for the offense to come out, how beautiful is this field, this new turf field at Covington High School?
I can honestly say I never thought I'd see something this wonderful in my lifetime, and it is absolutely beautiful. So a blessing for those boys to play on out there, I can promise you.
Excellent sportsmanship. You see they're shaking hands across the line before the first play. Motion, calling for it, and a keeper goes left side, breaks it down the sideline. That's a first down before being brought out of bounds, and he laid a lick as he was going down. That's Coakley.
Coakley's quite the athlete on display right there, obviously. And he sized up number 21 right there and basically said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give the massage here on this first play.
Coakley had 22 carries for 131 yards. That's a 6 yards per carry average coming into the game. And that carry right there helped that average.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Coakley calling for it on first down. Give goes, and that's about a 5-yard pickup by Williams.
I'll tell you what, he fell forward. It looks like he may have picked up even more than that. It's maybe 6. They give him an extra yard.
Kylan Williams, a freshman running back, 5'10", 170 pounds for the Lions.
Quality back right there, and let me tell you, it comes from the lineage of Lions, if you will. So Mike Williams is a relative of his, and we know his claim to fame here at the high school.
Coakley launches this one long, and it's incomplete.
Well, that was a little game of volleyball that broke out down there, and it ended up on the turf, but that one was dangerous, and I tell you what, Ponchatoula probably will look back on that and think they should have picked that one.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4. Tell us about Mike Williams.
Mike Williams was a defensive back here at Covington High School many years ago, signed with LSU. And if I'm going off memory here, but if my recollection is correct, he was the first African-American player to sign at LSU. So, and went on to play for the San Diego Chargers, among others. So, quite the legacy.
Quite the legacy. Excellent family. 3rd and 4, and it is blown dead.
Now, this young man's uncle was Corey Williams, who I actually coached in T-ball many years ago. So that's a little side note. We'll just pretend he's 21.
No, timeout on the field. 10:47 to go here in the first quarter. No score, 0-0. Coming out of the timeout, 5 wide set. Coakley in the gun. Motion across. Coakley calls for it. He'll keep it himself. Left side, rushing forward. That's a first down and a lot of room to work with. Breaking through and inside the 10-yard line for Coakley.
Tell you what, when he saw green space in front of him, he kicked into another gear. Ponchatoula's defensive back was able to pull off the wide receiver and come up and make the tackle. If not for that tackle, he's finding pay dirt right there.
So 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for the Lions. Coakley calls for it. Here goes to Harris, looking to cut it upfield, and he's gang tackled, but hard running from Harrisdale. He'll get about a yard.
He got some positive yardage, and that's really saying something because Ponchatoula put a lot of hats on the ball right there. Good job by the green wave flowing to the football on the defensive side. In the shadow of the goalpost, as we say.
It brings up 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line now. Coakley, 2 backs in the backfield, calls for it, keeps it, looking to bring it upfield, and he'll get about 2 on the carry.
So slow going once we've gotten inside of the 10-yard line here. Credit to Ponchatoula's defensive front 7. They can bring a load, so to speak. Number 99 in particular.
And now Bryce Blackwell, one of the star linebackers here at Covington, is checking in on offense.
Jack of all trades. He's been known to throw the ball on occasion as well. So the playbook is open, so to speak.
And Blackwell in the slot. Coakley calling for it, looking to pass as pressure comes, slings it out. And is that no flag called? It falls incomplete, intended for Harris.
Nothing there. We're going to see the field goal unit coming on as the Lions look to take a 3-0 lead. I'm going soccer there. I'm going soccer. I'm just jealous of the nice field out there, that's all.
So field goal attempt coming. This is the first field goal attempt of the year for the Lions.
Looks like big number 70 for the Lions. That'd be Lawson Champagne checking in.
Snap is back. Place, kick is up, and it is good, but there's a flag down.
Flag on the play. And they wave it off.
And they wave it off. So the field goal is good. 8:52 to go here in the first quarter. Covington leads 3-0. And Mendez kicking this one away after making the field goal to put the Lions up 3-0. This will be returned by the Green Wave. Had a good bit of space in front of him to get to full speed. Now rushing to that far sideline, and he'll be wrestled down after crossing the 35.
Good job right there in coverage. Kylan Williams on the tackle. So good job by that young man. Wrapping up And Ponchatoula is going to set up shop with some decent field position as well.
Yeah, our first look at the Ponchatoula offense. This team went to the Dome last year, but lost 10 seniors to graduation last year.
And they have a new head coach as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Although, to be honest with you, it's in good hands there. They made a good hire, I'm sure. So,
Head coach Trey Willie. 1st and 10 here for the Green Wave. Calling for it, handoff, looking to go straight up the middle, and that stout Covington defense meets him for a loss.
it looked like Josh Sandiford, number 57, was the initial point of contact right there and did not give an inch.
So that makes it 2nd and 11 for the Green Wave.
So I suppose as to giving an inch, he actually took a full yard.
Play coming in from the sideline, and a little bit of a delay.
That was rather odd.
Yeah, play clock's down to 10 seconds. So they're getting set now. Tribble calls for it on 2nd down. The give goes, and he hits that hole hard. My goodness. Tripped up there to slow him down, but still about a 7-yard gain, maybe 8-yard gain by Davis.
And I tell you what, if it weren't for that shoestring tackle, so to speak, he may have gone a distance because he was at full speed when he was tripped up.
It took him about a step to get the full speed.
Yep, 1st gear to 5th gear. That's how that worked.
2 to the top, 2 to the bottom here on 3rd down for the Green Wave.
Ponchatoula very deliberate. We're down to 6 seconds again on the play clock and counting.
And a flag comes out, and that's going to be a false start on the Green Wave.
It's asking a lot of their O-line to be disciplined for that length of time, in particular back-to-back plays. So, but that definitely changes things in terms of the playbook, just simply because you went from a 3rd and short. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 8 or a long 7.
So 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom once again. Tribble with the hard count. They do that to look at the front, and then they get a play in from the sideline.
They adjust after the fact. So
Calling for it. Dumps it off to Davis. Looking to bring it upfield, stiff arms, but hauled down, and that's Blackwell on the stop.
Blackwell is a tackling machine.
And Covington signaling that they recovered the ball, but I think the officials say it's a wave ball. Yeah.
Nonetheless, Blackwell, last year he was a tackling machine. He's carrying on this year where he left off last year.
Punt unit on Harrison, Elijah Harrison, back to return. Oh, and the punter comes on late. That's Nolan Tribble.
And now we're down again to 7 seconds.
So I
and counting.
wonder if Tribble thought that it was a
skip to him.
Well, and now a flag comes down. But I wonder if Tribble thought that it was a turnover, so he just went off instead of coming on for the punt unit.
Possibly.
Either way, a false start called on Ponchatoula, so that'll back him up even further. That snap bounced back to Tribble.
It did, and he looked like he was actually about to take off just simply because I would assume he saw some pressure on their way. But if there was a false start, maybe Ponchatoula's offensive line checked up right there. But
that's a much better snap. Tribble to his right. Oh, it's a fake. He throws it, and it's hauled in. And
Wow.
they convert 1st down for the Wave as it's hauled in by Corey Jackson.
Well, he rolled out, and that extra yardage did not matter. It was a nice pitch and catch right there. That ball was put exactly where it needed to be, so excellent job by that young man.
And let's see how much time they take here, because they've been taking a good bit of time to get set on offense, and we're down to 6 seconds before the heat and humidity break. So I think they're going to call it. Yeah, there it is. We're going to step away for a heat and humidity break. 5:58 to go here in the first quarter. Lions up 3-0. So after the heat and humidity break, they actually made an adjustment to the clock. There's 6:15 on it. Tribble calling for it. Give goes to Davis. Hits the hole hard, and he's pushing forward. But, man, that Lion front 7 hits it harder and drives him back.
And that was Jamonte Bursch right there. 6 foot, 350 pounds, was able to reach out and get a paw on him.
And oh my goodness, we're going to have another heat and humidity break because it's 6 again, I guess.
I guess.
So, going to step away. Covington up 3-0. Coming out of the heat and humidity break. Second down for the Wave. Tribble calls for it. Give goes to Davis again, looking to bounce it out, and he'll gain about 5 on the carry.
Nice little jump cut right there to pick up some extra yardage. I tell you what, Bryce Blackwell was right there in the backfield and literally had both arms surrounding his ankles but could not grab. So very close to being a tackle for loss instead. A nice jump cut, as I said, picked up a couple of yards.
3rd and 3 for the Wave. As the drive continues, Davis to Tribble's right. It's going to be trips to the bottom.
And once again, we're down to 6 seconds and counting on the play clock.
Davis switching sides down to 2. Calling for it is Tribble. Give goes to Davis. And he'll be brought down
close.
Maybe a yard shy, maybe right on the first down. Let's see. Looks like they're marking it a yard shy, 4th down.
And it's going to be decision time for Ponchatoula. I would imagine that I imagine that they would keep their offense on the field, but is this a heavy package potentially?
Looks like it, because Tribble was the punter, and he went off the field.
Well, we see big number 99, Tyler Bailey, in the game. Is he going to be in a fullback position, or is he actually going to be the guy carrying the load?
Snap is, it is.
There was some movement.
But
it was him.
It's a
him.
Fridge Perry type situation.
That's exactly what it was. And he's probably upset at the movement. He's like, guys.
Because now you're facing 4th and 6.
And that definitely can change the dynamics.
He can move, though.
There's a reason that so many, how can I say this, instrumental programs at the next level are interested in him, including one right down the road in Baton Rouge.
So Tribble back on to punt this one away. 4th and 6. Snap is a little high. Tribble handles it, and he'll punt this one out of bounds. No, it's not. It bounces. That was excellent. Inside the 20.
Great job right there. A little rugby-style punt rolled out to his right. Checked up just right for him on the sideline and bounced back towards the middle of the field. Picked up another 5-10 yards on that bounce. Or I should say bounce and roll.
So we'll get another look at the Covington offense here. Last time out, they were able to get 3.
And a solid drive by the Lions on the first go-around. Ponchatoula's defense did a very good job of stiffening up once they got inside the 10. So if you're the Lions, you're going to look to hit pay dirt because you want 7, not 3. But nonetheless, it was a good initial drive by the Lions.
Fakes the give, and Coakley takes it himself. Had 2, but then driven back. So let's see. It'll be 2nd and 7.
So pickup of 3, good hard running. It looked like Jamal Sapp for Ponchatoula in on the tackle right there. And to be honest with you, Coakley really didn't have anywhere to go once he, encountered Mr. Sapp right there.
Two-back set with Coakley. Calls for it. Give here. Oh, a good move. And he takes off. My goodness. Look at the speed. Still going. 20,
he's
10, 5, touchdown.
Oh, is it?
Oh, are they going to mark it a yard shy?
It is.
Oh, my goodness.
It is. What a run. And beautiful jump cut right there into open space right in the middle of the field. He hit the afterburners, and once again, a DB for Ponchatoula was able to pull off the wide receiver and come over and slow him down, and eventually allowed the rest of the defense to catch up, but not before they're in the shadow of the goalpost at the 1-yard line.
Kylan Williams, spectacular run, spectacular speed from a freshman.
Yes, very much so.
So now we'll see the old Covington eye. And looking to push forward, I think they'll just be
They may have lost a yard. We mentioned prior to the game that interior defensive line of Ponchatoula is salty. You do have big number 99 right in there, and he's got a whole host of characters with him that can wrap up and clog up space. So good job by Ponchatoula's defensive line right there.
Maybe you think we see a toss to the outside to Harris?
Possibly. There's a lot of space to the right-hand side.
Yep.
So, but what we're seeing right now in terms of the way things are lined up, it might be more of the same. This just might be a mano-a-mano moment.
Elsie, the quarterback, under center in the Covington eye. Elsie calls for it, but we'll have a play blown dead.
Timeout.
Coach Salter out talking to the officials. I think they called a timeout before it was snapped. So 1:51 to go here in the first quarter. Covington up 3-0. All right, coming out of the Covington timeout, it's Elsie under center for the Lions. Calling for it. Give goes to Harris, and he is bottled up by Bailey.
Yeah, guess who? Big number 99 making his presence felt. And boy, oh boy, what a big play for the Ponchatoula Green Wave defense right there. It's going to set up a 3rd and 4, long 4 at that.
Here comes Coakley out, which may signify a passing situation out of the Covington eye.
I'll say this, with a lot of space to the right and his athleticism, I wouldn't be surprised to see him take off and look for the pylon on the right-hand side.
3rd down. Coakley calls for it, fakes the give, looking to pass, rolling to his right, and he will sling this one up, and it's all in and out of his hands, incomplete.
Man, that, I tell you what, Coakley did a great job right there, buying time, rolling out, waiting until the pressure was about to hit, and then, you can't do much more than what he did right there. So that's a good job. And, of course, the young man who didn't, look the ball in all the way, I can promise you at practice he'll be doing that because he is going to be successful down the road.
Mendez out to attempt the field goal, made the first one. This one from a little bit closer. A lefty. Snap is back, place, kick is up, and it is good. 1:04 to go here in the first quarter. Covington leads 6-0. Mendez to kick this one away. And this one's booted out of bounds.
Well, the good news is there's no return. The bad news is
they get the ball at the 40.
That's it. That's exactly what's about to be set up. I tell you what, if you're Coach Trey Willie at Ponchatoula, you got to be very pleased with your defense. You had the opposition, the Covington Lions right there, 1st and goal at the 1, and can only come away with 3 points, and big number 99 had a big role to play in that. So, but on the flip side, your defense, if you're Ponchatoula, has been on the field for quite some time. 2 long drives and chasing a long play on top of it. So if you're Covington High School, you got to be pleased with the way that things are working out so far.
So Ponchatoula ball at the 35, not the 40, high school rules.
This is true.
Tribble in, calls for it on 1st down, fakes the give, slings this one out, and it's through the hands of Perrin.
Another young man at practice, he'll be looking to catch a few extra balls so he can be more successful down the road. Tell you what, the play call was excellent right there because he had space to run. If he looks it in and makes sure he has the grab, he might still be running.
2nd down for the Green Wave. Tribble calls for it. He keeps it, and he'll be brought down after about a yard, gain there. He was going to give it to Davis. It was nearly fumbled because of the late pull.
It was at the last second, was it not?
But Tribble was able to haul it in, gains 1, makes it 3rd and 9 for Ponchatoula.
Big play right there by the Covington linebacker, of course, and of course, big number 68, Jamonte Burchin on that tackle as well.
Calling for its Tribble and another flag. That's going to be called on the Lions.
Well, that changes things just a tad. From 3rd and long to 3rd and very makeable. So, I tell you what, Ponchatoula definitely milks the clock, and it really has to be tough on their O-line. I'm impressed that the coaching staff at Ponchatoula has that much faith in their O-line to be that disciplined.
So 3rd down. Plenty of time on the play clock now. Calling for it is Tribble, looking to pass, slings it out, and it's, wow, he
Incomplete. Incomplete.
Okay, it's incomplete. He tried to thread the needle there, and Blackwell broke that one up.
And I tell you, he almost did. That was a fastball and a half is what that was. But you're right, Blackwell over the top, able to get a paw in, very well defended. You can't, teach it any better than that if you're a DB, nevertheless a linebacker.
And that will do it for the first quarter. Covington leads 6-0. 4th down for the Ponchatoula offense here. Punting unit out. Snap is back. Tribble punts this one away. That'll be a short punt as it goes into the Covington sideline.
This might be near midfield. It is 45-yard line. So excellent field position for the Lions to start.
And with the quick 3 and out, save for the break there at the quarter, the defense of Ponchatoula really didn't get very much time to rest.
No, they've been on the field quite a bit, and that's why I say, look, the Ponchatoula defense was very stout when they needed to be stout. But if you're Covington High School, you really like the fact that big offensive line, that road grading machine has been out there, and at some point in time, it's going to wear on the defense if they don't get more breathers here.
Calling for it is Coakley. Give goes to Harris. He's met in the backfield, shakes off 2 defenders, and he will actually gain 3 yards on that carry when he was initially stopped at 2 yards in the backfield.
And I want to point out that actually was number 99 that he actually broke the tackle of. So it wasn't a Coach Jim Yemen out there trying to tackle him. It's a D1 type player that was all over him, and he was able to break a tackle. And as you mentioned, pick up a couple, if not 3.
Yeah, pretty stout when you can get away from a guy who's going to be playing Power 5 football less than a year from now.
Yes, absolutely.
Motion across. Coakley calls for it. It's going to be a screen out, and it falls incomplete.
Well, I tell you, man, that was close to being a live ball.
It was very close, and it seemed like the officials hesitated at first to blow the whistle, but eventually the whistle came as it fell incomplete.
I think he looked across to see exactly where the quarterback was just to confirm, but it was awfully close.
Yeah, looked backwards.
That's one of those that seems innocuous but can turn into 6 points.
Calling for it is Coakley. Pressure coming. Oh, my goodness, he's hit. And there's a fumble, a live ball. Ponchatoula takes it to the house, but we need to see what the flag is that came out right as Coakley was being brought down.
It looked like Coakley threw that right into the ground. I'm not sure how that could be called a fumble.
But I didn't hear a whistle until he had brought it to Sapp brought it to the end zone.
He literally threw that ball right into the ground.
Okay, so. Oh, and they're going to say it's a touchdown.
That is horrendous, truly.
I mean, it looked like we don't have instant replay. It looked like his arm was going forward and into the ground.
It looked like he threw the ball right into the ground. Like there was nothing that indicated that was a fumble.
So a score for Ponchatoula and the extra point coming.
Well, I tell you what, that is a gift for the Ponchatoula Green Wave.
You know what that's going to be? That's going to be clip this play and send it off for review.
No doubt. No doubt. Like I said, I'm actually rather floored, stunned by that call. That's let's just say everyone has a lot to learn, and I'm assuming after that call, the officiating will look at that and say, man, did we totally mess this up? Because it's truly a gift.
So a modified swinging gate.
That it is.
The extra point coming. Snap back, kick is up, and it is through. So Ponchatoula takes the lead here. 10:55 to go here in the first half. Ponchatoula leads 7-6. Laura Sella to kick this one away.
Another sky kick.
It hits the ground. Uh-oh. Does Covington get it, or does Ponchatoula? It looks like a wrestling match down there.
Looks like Covington got it.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Ponchatoula guy is holding on to it. No, they say Covington got it.
Well, I tell you what,
Ooh, that was close.
Look, how can I say this? I wouldn't be shocked if the officials were like, man, I think we just gifted Ponchatoula 7 back-to-back plays. That would be tough to explain away. So, that being said, Covington got lucky right there because that sky kick's a live ball, and that has to be handled if you are on the receiving end.
Well, and it's especially dangerous when it takes an awkward bounce like it did, and it bounces away from you. 1st and 10 for Coakley. Calling for it. Give goes. And Williams is bottled up and driven back.
Nothing there at all on that side. Big number 68, Jordan Winder. And on the initial hit on that tackle, and then Ponchatoula just does such a great job putting hats on the ball in numbers.
That makes it 2nd and 11 for the Lions.
Covington's had some big plays. If Covington, these two teams are both looking down the road saying, you know what, we can make some noise in this district. If Covington wants to be in the mix at the end, they need to be able to show that they've got the character to overcome a rough circumstance.
Coakley fakes the give. It's an option. He'll
Breaks
get
the
away from
tackle.
one defender. And that's a gain of 3 on the keeper from Coakley.
And I tell you what, it should have been a loss of 4 and ended up being a gain of 3. Credit to that young man for just having the guts and drive to make it happen.
Yeah, those knee drive drills come in very handy. You keep your legs going,
He was
the
churning.
high knees up,
He
and
was
you get away
churning.
from the tackle.
So if you're the Covington Lions right there, you're very fortunate because even though it's still 3rd and on the long side, it's a big difference between 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 13.
2 to the bottom, 2 back set with Coakley. Calling for it, fakes the give, pressure coming. Uh-oh, he needs to get away. Oh, and that's a massive loss. Back down to the 20-yard or the 19-yard line.
Shoestring tackle right there. Albert Smith making his presence felt. And again, that Ponchatoula D-line, they are legit. He's one of their members.
So Mason Estrada will come out to punt it. You know what? We were watching him in warm-ups. I know he's punting with his heels on the 5-yard line, but he may be able to flip the field here.
He's impressive, and I tell you what, he's also impressive in the classroom. He is a national merit semifinalist, if I'm not mistaken.
Incredible.
So, yeah, that young man can read as well. So, excellent student, wonderful kid, great family. Cannot speak highly enough of him.
Some guys coming on late for Covington. That was about 4 guys coming on late, and they get the punt off.
And it looks like there's a foul on the play. Looks like Estrada was hit.
Yeah, that's going to be roughing there, and
It's going to be an automatic first down for the Lions, if I'm not mistaken. And if that's the case, that's a big play that has gone the Lions' way.
let's see what they call here. I'm not sure if it's automatic in high school, but we'll see.
Coach Salter getting the info.
I think he'll get more information, but the white hat coming over to explain it to Coach Salter. He doesn't look happy. I think they may be filling him in that it's not an automatic first down.
I tell you what, I haven't seen him move the ball yet, so.
They called running into the kicker.
I tell you what, that's another call that is on the questionable side because his leg was extended
And he was brought
on
down.
one leg, and it was his plant leg that was hit. It was incidental. It wasn't like the young man did it on purpose. But that certainly is a call that is typically going the other way.
Snap is high. Estrada handles it. He punts this one away. And it'll be returned from inside the 40. Ooh.
And
Brought
there's
down and a flag comes out.
This might be a block in the back on the wave. A lot of hankies flying as of late. The game
No
was
kidding.
really clean there for a little while. And again, it's not to say that these aren't legitimate calls, but again,
Block in the back called on the wave.
maybe it's me, but it seems like we've had a few hit the turf, the dreaded yellow hanky, as the old Tiger likes to say.
You need to clean that up as the seasons. I mean, you're in district play now. As this season goes on, both teams, if they would like to make a run, need to clean up the penalties.
Absolutely.
That'll get you later.
And look, the district is as wide open as it has been lately.
Oh,
it is
Wide open.
You know, we've seen North Shore, at least early. I got to see North Shore. They were quite impressive. Slidell seems to be quite impressive. And you never know with Mandeville what they got going.
Well, as we're calling this, they're up on North Shore as Davis runs that one for about a gain of 4.
And we saw Fountainblue pick up the win against Lakeshore.
And Hammond's playing good ball.
And then we can't leave out St. Paul. They're consistently good every single year.
For sure.
So
I mean, it is
wide open.
Wide open.
Truly wide open this year, as opposed to years in the past when there was a team or two that had separated themselves by this time. Not this year.
Snap is back. Fakes to give to Davis. Slings it. It falls incomplete. Nearly picked off by Blackwell. I thought he had it.
It was close. And I tell you what, I think it surprised him. It got there so quick. I mean, look, he when he throws a pass, he's got some heat on it. So
it just, that one didn't have enough loft to get over the linebackers. Thing is, his receivers are open. If he could get them there, they have room to run. It's just getting it there seems to be an issue.
And the one time he put it on the money, there was a drop.
Right.
So Ponchatoula offensively has just been misfiring a tad.
Give goes to Davis again, dancing around, and he'll gain 2 on the carry.
And a good play right there. Number 9 by Covington. That would be Ryan Jones in on the tackle.
So that makes it 4th and 3 for the Wave.
It's a big play here for you, the Lions defense. As we mentioned earlier, Ponchatoula's defense had been on the field for quite some time. So if the Lions defense can get off the field right here, put their offense back on the field, it definitely puts them in the advantageous position.
Tribble punting with his heels on the 20. Low snap. And he boots this one away. And that will go out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
And again, with Ponchatoula punting, I'm not assuming that they're actually going to punt. Not after
that first one.
Not after the first one. I fool me once. That's the way I'm going to look at that.
Yeah. So it'll be Covington ball at the 38-yard line. I think they're going to respot it closer to the 40. Yeah, that's where I thought it went out the first time. They spot it right on the 40.
So, again, Ponchatoula's defensive line has actually been winning the battle as of late. Covington's offensive line for the first 2 series were phenomenal. I mean, they were definitely getting the better of that battle. And at least until, the position switched and got inside the 10. So let's see what this battle royal plays out in this series.
Coakley calls for it, and a ball's lost, and that'll be about a 7-yard loss by Williams as he falls on it.
Little bobbled snap, bobbled exchange right there, and Williams right there showed a little bit of maturity even for a youngster, because I think your initial inclination is to try to scoop and run, and his initial inclination was, let me not make this worse.
Very smart play,
yeah.
Especially as that pressure was bearing down. If he tried to pick it up, it could have led to another fumble from the hit. So 7 seconds on the play clock. Second down, calling for it is Coakley, looking to pass, has time, slings it out, it's complete, and he's still running. Breaks the tackle, and he gets down to the 45-yard line of Ponchatoula, and that's a first down for Covington. And we will step away for a heat and humidity break. So first down for the Lions after that big reception. Motion from Blackwell. It's a toss to Blackwell on the jet sweep, and he'll gain about 1. Maybe gets back to the original line. No, they say it's a loss of 1.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a good job by Blackwell right there, just to receive the ball and turn upfield. And how big was that play by Kylan Williams following the ball, because it allowed Elijah Harrison, the number 20 for Covington, the senior wide receiver, to pick up the first, keep this drive going. I mean, if he panics, who knows what happens. Instead, smart play, following the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
allows Harrison to make a play, and now it's 2nd and 11, but it's much further down the field.
5 wide set for the Lions here on 2nd and 11. Oh, and that's going to be a false start, called it right at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, on the near side, a little early. Maybe heard the starter's pistol roll out, and, that's one of those where you can't hide. You're 4 yards away from the guy on the sideline with the flag.
So that backs him up, makes it 2nd and 16. Sticking with the 5 wide set.
This does afford Coakley the opportunity to find some space if the initial rush can be missed. Ponchatoula's been applying some pressure.
Now Covington taking a page out of the Ponchatoula book, looking to the sideline as they surveyed the defense.
Switching some things up.
Oh, and now they're going to say Covington moved again. Yeah, false start on the offensive line this time.
So we mentioned this earlier with Ponchatoula. I mean, we were down to 2 seconds on the play clock here at Jack Salter Stadium, and that's a long time for the offensive line to, maintain that discipline. And sure enough, that flag was dropped, like I said, with 2 seconds left on the play clock.
That makes it 2nd and 21 now for the Lions. Sticking with the 5 wide set, trips to the top. Calling for it is Coakley as pressure comes. He slings this one out, and it is off the mark into the Lion bench. And now we have another flag down.
This might be roughing the passer here.
Yeah, definitely in the area of roughing.
Coakley is, how can I say this, walking rather gingerly. Seems to be okay. Covington staff checking with him.
I think getting the play from
and it is roughing the passer on Ponchatoula.
So I don't think it's automatic, but that'll get them basically
back to where it was originally 4 plays ago.
Yeah,
you're right.
So wait, it isn't okay. So it's an automatic first down.
It is. So that's huge.
Yeah,
that's one way to convert a 21-yard 3rd down.
Calling for it, looking to pass, slings it, complete, and down to the 30-yard line, and another first down as that's hauled in by Harrison.
And that's his 2nd big catch by Harrison on this drive. So 2 catches tonight, but both on this drive, and both were big grabs. Good pitch and catch right there. Coakley stood in the pocket. You got to remember, he just got lit up on a personal foul on a late hit, but toughness right there on display by him. Standing in the pocket, delivering the ball.
And a good drive continuing here for the Lions as they march down the field, keep that offense out there. Motion from Blackwell. And Coakley will keep it himself. Has a hole, hits it hard, and a flag comes out in the area of holding.
And that looks like that's going to be the case. And if there's a hole in that interior defensive line right there, it's one of those things where
they wave it off.
They wave it off. Look, they're so good that when you see a flag fall right there, that would be my initial inclination.
So that makes it 2nd and 1 for the Lions as this drive continues. And how about Blackwell playing Iron Man football?
He's just that kid. Just a wonderful young man, great student, and obviously heck of an athlete.
I think that might have been a bust as Coakley took off with it. The center snapped it, but the offensive line didn't move.
Yeah, it was awkward from the get-go, so somebody was out of sync right there. And again, the O-line is, one of the strengths of the team if you're the Lions. So a hiccup like that is unusual. So 3rd and 1, so it does set up a big 3rd down. And I tell you what, Ponchatoula's defensive line has been most impressive when their backs have been against the wall so far in this game. So let's see what Covington can do here.
Play clock to 9. Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Harris. Harris has a hole, hits it, and that is a 1st down for the Lions as this drive continues.
And we mentioned it before the start of the game. He's just a special back in terms of, the ground and pound. And when you need a 3rd and 1 against a superb defensive line, that's the guy you're going to hang your hat on if you're the Lions, and he came through.
Ball at the 19-yard line. Hard count from Coakley.
Good discipline by the offensive line by the Lions.
Good discipline by the defensive line as well, not jumping.
No doubt.
Coakley calls for it, looking to pass. Pressure coming, launches this one, and it falls incomplete, intended out there for Dickenji James.
And I tell you, the Lions now inside the 20, and this is where it's been tough sledding against this Ponchatoula defense. There is space right there, obviously, to look. You got a 20-yard route right there up the sideline. So not a bad idea if you're the Lions, but that being said, a lot of work still to do against this Ponchatoula defense.
Coakley calls for it. He'll keep it himself following a lead block of Harris, and he'll gain about 3 on the carry, maybe 2.
And again, big number 68 was in the backfield, Jordan Winder. And that's the player that was able to get a shoestring tackle on him last time. Not this time. This time, again, I'm talking about the defense being on the field quite a bit. Maybe he's a step slow right there and doesn't get to Coakley. So instead of a loss of 3, it's a gain of 2.
3rd and 8. Trips to the right. Coakley calling for it. Launches this one. It falls incomplete, and here come flags.
There definitely was, how can I say this, some extra tight coverage there.
So this should get them down almost to the goal line.
It'll be close. It should set up a 1st and goal.
Yeah, 1st and goal from now some discussion. So
there it is.
And that'll put it a 1st down from the 1st and goal from the 8. Make that the 9.
Big series right here in the inside the 10.
Coakley fakes the give. He'll keep it himself, and Tyler Bailey met him and drove him back.
And, basically started some fall planting right there because Mr. Coakley became part of the field for that defensive stand by big number 99. I tell you what, I would hate to see big number 99 waiting for me in the hole right there.
Absolutely.
Coakley's a tough character, though. He's right up. He's ready to go. He's like, all right, I lost that round. Let's do it again.
Yeah, Bailey, 6'2", 290 pounds.
Yeah.
34 seconds on the clock here before the half. Coakley looking to pass, slings this one out, and wow, excellent job there, wrapping him up and bringing him down. Harrison hauled it in, and on the defense.
3 full timeouts left for the Lions, so
On the defense was Middleton.
we're down to 15 seconds to go in the half.
It's still running, and there it is, timeout taken. 12 seconds to go here in the first half. Ponchatoula up 7-6. All right, 12 seconds on the clock coming out of the timeout. Two-back set on third down. Coakley calling for it, fakes to give, looking to pass, slings it out there. It's hauled in, and James is pushed to the sideline by Wyatt Bennett. And that stops the clock with 6 seconds on it. And Lennon Mendez and company will come out for the field goal attempt. To be out of the hold of Caden Heck.
It's a good drive right here by the Lions. We'll see if it's capped off with some points.
Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. So 3 seconds remaining here in the first half, and Covington leads 9-7. Mendez to kick this one away. Line drive kick, it'll be returned, and squirting through, and he's brought down, and that will take us to the half as Covington leads 9-7. Mendez to kick this one away to get the second half underway, and it's on the ground. It'll be returned by the Green Wave, looking for a hole, and
it's
he
on the
loses
ground.
the ball, and Covington's on it.
Man, what a huge turn of events that is.
Covington's ball at the 26-yard line as that was knocked loose on the return by Connor Poche.
Well, I tell you what, the Lions probably felt hard done by some decisions earlier in the first half, some bounces that did not go their way. This is one heck of a way to start a second half if you're Covington.
Covington coming in up 9-7 here.
And again, that Road Grader offensive line back on the field. So now, of course, we're about to get into the red zone, and that's where Ponchatoula's defense seems to step up.
They seem to be stout in the red zone.
Step up. So,
but Covington ball at the 26-yard line here to start this drive. The 26 of the Greenway.
That's it. Excellent.
Coakley calls for it, looking to pass, slings this one out, looking for the end zone, and it is incomplete. Intended out there for Kylan Robertson.
And I tell you what, a lot of hand checking right there. Robinson almost came down with it. Robinson's been impressive this year, a senior, sometimes plays DB, and obviously doing a little Ironman football himself on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of trust with the coaching staff and that young man.
Two-back set continuing with Williams and Harris in the backfield with Coakley, and Williams has had a stellar game. The freshman has been tremendous.
He has it that.
Give goes to Harris, hits the hole hard, and that'll be a gain of 5 on the carry.
And he's your stalwart. He's your guy that you can hang your hat on. But the change of pace back is obviously Williams in this case tonight, especially with that stout defensive interior, D-line that Ponchatoula puts forth. So I guess Coach Salter and crew are just going with what they feel is the best option. And tonight, it's been a young man whose last name is Williams, that legacy of Lions.
Makes it 3rd and 6. Calling for it, fakes to give to Harris, looking to pass, now looking to run. He'll flick it out there, and it falls incomplete.
And I tell you what, a good move right there by Coakley. A little injury on the play.
And we're going to step away for an injury timeout. So Mendez on to attempt another field goal. Snap is low, but it's placed. The kick is up, and I don't think that's going to get there.
Did not have the leg.
That one falls short. So a good stop there by the Ponchatoula defense.
And again, it wasn't even where Covington got inside of the 20. They just got close that time before Ponchatoula stepped up. Big win for the Ponchatoula defense right there. You got to tip your hat. Oh, I know.
So Ponchatoula's offense will take over at the 20-yard line. 10:54 to go here in the third quarter. Let's see if it's a marathon third. The last couple games we've done, we've had marathon thirds. So
we definitely have had that.
Well, you and Tiger at Salmon and North Shore, you guys had a marathon game.
I think I just left that game and came straight
Yeah,
here,
right.
actually. So. All right, so Covington's defense has also been stout. The Lions have been most impressive on the defensive side of the ball, so let's see if they can step up.
Calling for it, it's Tribble. Give goes to Davis.
There it
Excellent
is.
defense there, slinging him down, a gain of 1.
And I tell you what, you ask and the Lions deliver. In that case, that's big number 28, Connor Ferris on the tackle.
Second and 8 as the play comes in. Ponchatoula has really not had much urgency when it comes to getting to the ball and getting a playoff.
No, not at all. And again, their offensive line has been disciplined under these circumstances. But
fakes to give to Davis. Launches this one, has a man open. Let's see. 2 men were open. Oh, it's hauled in. Still on his feet, and he will be down to the 31-yard line. That is Corey Jackson on the reception.
And that ball hung up there forever. He was able to actually make a nice break to the ball, go high-pointed, bring it in. Big play for the Ponchatoula Green Wave right there. It's time for the Lions to step up, maybe reverse the trend here. I mentioned how Ponchatoula's defense has been impressive when they've had their backs against the wall. Let's see how the Lions respond.
Tribble calls for it. Give goes to Davis, and man, those Covington Lions fly to the ball.
No doubt. Lots of hats going to the ball. Excellent job right there by Coach Glenn Salter's defense.
So that'll make it 2nd and 10.
So this will be a big stand right here, especially with this field position. It's one of those where it's certainly out of field goal range for most kickers. So
play clock to 10. Calling for it's Tribble. Give goes to Davis, and he gets to about the 30, so a gain of 2.
Guess who was in on the initial tackle right there? That would have been number 8, Mr. Bryce Blackwell.
The Iron Man of Covington football.
And look, again, one more time. Plenty of hats getting to the ball after he makes the initial contact.
Blackwell, we've been saying his name for many, many years in the
Yes, it seems like maybe he and Red Sharp, our cameraman out there, went to school together.
No
At least
kidding.
seems that way, doesn't it?
Trips to the left for the Green Wave. Tribble hauls in the snap, rolling to his left, turns, launches it. Oh! Nearly picked off by Ryan Jones, but falls incomplete and brings up 4th down for the Green Wave. This is likely 4-down territory.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, again, if you're going to punt, you're not going to get a whole lot out of it, but it's probably too far for anything in terms of most high school field goal kickers. So, big play right here for the Lions defense.
Tribble calls for it. Here on 4th down, it slings, and it falls incomplete. That looked like a rocket coming towards Jackson. He just couldn't haul it in, so a turnover on downs. That stout Lion defense you talked about holds.
Stepped up when it mattered, and I tell you what, again, we talked about the Wave down at the other end stepping up. This is the Lions stepping up when it matters. So, because that field position right there, it's one of those things. First down, that drive is definitely looking to find some points. So, big play by the Lion defense.
1st and 10 from the 30. Sticking with the two-back set.
Lions were a big play offense in the first half. Let's see if they can uncork something right here.
Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Harris. Straight ahead. And Harris with the 8-yard gain, excuse me. That'll make it 2nd and 2 for the Lions.
Looks like we have an injury on the field.
We're going to step away for the injury timeout. 2nd and 2 for the Lions. Coakley calls for it. Harrison in motion. Give. And Williams is pushed back. That'll be a loss of 1 on the carry.
So big, it turns into a 3rd and long for the Lions. And if they're gonna convert here, they do need a big play. We mentioned that there was a big play offense in the first half. So if the Lions are going to step up, it's going to take a big play to get the first and keep the chains moving.
Play clock's down to 16, and Covington players still kind of walking around down there. Under 10.
See if the tackles on either side can seal the inside. Find some space around the end.
Thrown by Coakley, intended for Blackwell, and that falls incomplete. So the punt unit coming out, led by Mason Estrada.
Estrada, like I said earlier, National Merit semifinalist, just a brilliant young man, wonderful family, so
love to see it.
Darn solid punter as well.
Yeah, there he gets a rocket off. A fair catch called, and he'll fall on top of it, so it'll be Ponchatoula ball at the 28-yard line as their defense holds strong too.
Yes, it's been, look, if it weren't for one strange call earlier this evening, I mean, the line defense would be pitching a shutout right now.
For sure.
So
if not for one play that will be clipped and sent to the Officials Association for review.
There is no doubt in my mind that was you know, how many years have I been doing this now? I can't recall a play that was really that poorly
that much of a miss.
Yeah, that was bad. So
first and 10 for the Green Wave from the 28. Tribble calls for it, looking to pass. Slings it out left side, has a man wide open. Oh, and he couldn't haul it in and nearly picked off.
That was a strange play as well. And, you know, we've mentioned this earlier. When he's put the ball on the money, there's been drops. But other than that, his wide receivers have been wide open, and he's just not been able to find them. So it's a really weird passing situation for the Ponchatoula Green Wave right there. But, as you said, it was almost a tip drill dream come true. If you're the DB, though, you certainly don't expect that to go through his hands.
So 2nd and 10, Tribble calls, gives to Davis, looking to break it out, and he'll gain about 5 on the carry.
And good hard running right there. But I tell you what, Covington was able to stick a nose in. Looked like number 28 for the Lions. That would be Connor Ferris once again. You know, hey, playing some tough, hard-nosed football, you know you're going to have to absorb that run and that hit, and he had the bravery to stand in there and take it. Bringing up a 3rd down as opposed to a 1st.
Defensive battle here between Ponchatoula and Covington, a district match here.
Got a blitz
Tribble
on
at the screen.
So now the question is where's it?
Davis shot out of a cannon. Good move there. Oh, and the looked like the turf monster might have got him as he dove over the 50. Maybe a shoestring tackle.
Maybe so. Maybe so. An excellent call by Ponchatoula right there. Almost sniffed out by the Lions, but again, we've mentioned this. He's got an extra gear when he sees green. He takes off. He can move.
We're going to step away as it's a heat and humidity break here in the 3rd quarter. Covington up 9-7. Back from the heat and humidity break. It is Ponchatoula ball at the Covington 49. Tribble calls for it. Give goes to Davis. Has room to run. And he'll be brought down by Mr. Blackwell at the 45-yard line.
Blacko with a key stop right there because there was some space behind him. And we've already seen the next gear, so to speak. So big tackle leading us to the 2nd and 5, as you said.
New play coming in from the sideline.
Covington looked like they were showing blitz right there.
Dribble calls for it. Blitz from the left, and it's a complete pass for a first down for the Green Wave.
And that's one of those where the check with me kind of moment is, all right, so we see what's going to be run. So this is the play we're going to roll with. In that instance, it worked out for the Ponchatoula Green Wave. But once again, now we're on this side of the 40. Covington's defense has been able to stiffen up in this part of the field, so let's see what happens.
Play signaled in from the sideline. Dribble calls for it. And, it's a loose ball. And Covington's on it.
Huge play.
Just a botch on the give.
Yes,
ball came loose, and Covington right there for the recovery.
Defense has been stout for the Lions tonight, and there you go. Another quality example of Covington stepping up when they had to step up.
4:34 to go here in the third quarter, and out comes the offense of the Covington Lions.
And again, I'm still looking for Covington to try to find get to the edge, so to speak. You've got two big tackles out there. Lawson Champagne, legacy of Lions. His pop played at Vanderbilt and then LSU. So maybe to his side.
Give goes to Harris. Starts one way, coming back another. Delivers
Beautiful
a stiff arm. And he'll lay a lick, still on his feet. And he'll be pushed out of bounds after a first down. Excellent run there from Harris.
I tell you what, he ran like a seasoned pro right there. He didn't look young at all in that moment, did he? Unreal.
My goodness. 6 foot 205. Junior running back there.
And, we mentioned, Lawson Champagne on that side. He was able to seal that edge, and that means all that Williams had to do was stiff arm one guy and then, of course, run over another. I mean, an amazing run.
Motion across from Harrison. Harrison in motion once again. Give goes to Harris again, has a huge hole, hits it hard, still on his feet, and that is another first down for Harris.
Harris looks amazing. Again, he's that guy who's going to get you the yardage right up the middle. And this might be a moment where, we talked about this earlier. Ponchatoula's defense has been on the field for extended periods of time. So this might be where they start to get a little tired, and that offensive line of Covington's able to create some holes. You give Harris some holes, you're going to have a problem.
And blowing that one open, Abram Lewis on the right side, 6'6", 285.
Yes, indeed.
Calling for it. Feed him again. Looking for a hole. Patient running there. Looking to take it outside. Saw something open to the inside. Cuts it back, and he'll gain one.
It's one of those things where when Covington's driving, a little bitty 1 or 2 yards, and then they can hit a big one. So not a surprise. And again, this is the teeth of the Ponchatoula defense. That defensive line is where the Green Wave hangs their hat. So Covington's not scared to, like I said, we go mano-y-mano, offensive line against defensive line, and this is where the game's going to be won or lost.
2nd and 9 for the Lions. Play clock was down to 7. They restarted it. Keeper for Coakley dancing around, and he'll gain about 3 on the carry.
So it's going to set up a 3rd and roughly 5, maybe 6. I take that back. It's actually 3rd and 7.
Yeah. .206 to go here in the third quarter. Play clock to 17.
Lions in no hurry at this point. They've got the ball and a 2-point lead. So the question is it conversion time on this drive? Pick up a first down.
Give goes and makes a cut, still running.
And there it is. That's going to be a first down.
I'm looking down to try and see who that was on the carry, and it looks like we'll step away for an injury timeout. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Lions from the 14-yard line of Ponchatoula. Elzy calls for it. He'll take it straight ahead and slung down. Excuse me, that was Blackwell.
That was Blackwell, and he basically hopped up and said, hey, feed me. Let's just keep rolling. We can do this.
Blackwell in the Wild Lion. And if you saw there, Coakley went in motion before, so he was out wide.
And again, Blackwell's he's not a stranger to throwing the ball, so it's not a shock to actually see him in that position. So
now Coakley
how wide
is
again?
Out to the right. It's a 5 wide set with Blackwell.
There's nobody on Coakley.
Yeah, Coakley's open. It'll be a keeper for Blackwell, though, rushing forward, and he will be maybe a yard shy of the first down, maybe 2 from where they spot it. So that makes it 3rd and 2 for the Lions. And that might be the last play of the third quarter. They may just let this run out and talk it over as the clock winds down. 18 seconds to go. So we'll head to the final stanza as Covington leads 9-7. 3rd down, and Blackwell charges ahead, and is he in?
He might be.
Let's see where they spot it.
Wait,
I think they'll say he's down at the 1.
A penalty against the Lions?
Oh. False start. All right, so that'll back him up, but Blackwell had a strong run there.
He did. Somebody was obviously a little too anticipated that play a little too much. That's a big call, though.
For sure, because now you're looking at 3rd and 7.
Now, I will say this. The Lions have gone right at the teeth of the defense for 3 straight plays in a row. The question is, at some point, do they look to go wide and string this out?
Well, it's 5 wide set here with Coakley.
Coakley is in the backfield. He was very comfortable running to his right and throwing, and the Lions are all the way on the left hash. So in comes Kylan Robinson.
Yeah, sub there. Harris has to come out. I think maybe an equipment issue.
Ponchatoula making some subs on their side.
So are we going to end up with a timeout here? Because Ponchatoula's coaching staff is now out on the field. No. All right, so they blow it in. Third down here. Coakley, 5 wide set. Calling for it, looking to pass. Pressure coming. He's hit as he throws, and that falls incomplete. He got clobbered.
Yes, he did. And he's still down. Tough fella, but man, I tell you what, that was a jailbreak blitz right there, and he tried to get the ball away as quickly as possible. There was no time.
So 4th down, and we'll see Mr. Mendez once again. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. So 11:54 to go here in the 4th, and Covington leads 12-7. And this will be returned. Looking to work his way to the middle. Uh-oh. Covington will catch him from behind as a flag comes out, and that is Fuentes James. was on the return.
Got an injury on the field, it looks like. In
So
addition
an
to the
injury
flag.
and a flag. Let's stick with it here and see what the penalty is. As the Ponchatoula players tended to.
He returns it to the 26-yard line. It'll be first down. There is a penalty flag on the field.
Blocking the back on Ponchatoula, so that'll back him up.
So if you're the Lions defense right here, you've got Ponchatoula in a good position. They're going to be all the way back at their, what, a 10, 11-yard line. So
At the 11-yard line.
So this is not good field position for the Ponchatoula Green Wave. They actually move it out to the 12. But if you're the Covington defense, man, the Lions defense has been salty tonight.
For sure. Also, a lot of players are playing Ironman football. Lawson Champagne on the defensive line for the Lions as well.
He's one of those guys. He's 6'5", 250. So he's in shape. 6'5", 250.
Calling for it. Looking to pass here. Slung out. And that one goes to nobody. Second and 10.
And again, Lawson Champagne, as I mentioned earlier, that legacy of Lions. His dad, Trey, was a stalwart here at Covington High School. And obviously spent his time on the gridiron and ended up in Baton Rouge as a Tiger, playing under Jerry DiNardo.
Calling for it. Give goes to Davis straight ahead. Fighting for yards, and he'll gain about 5.
And a good job right there by Bryce Blackwell. Line defense was slowing him down, and Blackwell was able to clean it up on the back end. It's been the reverse on some instances. Blackwell's been able to slow him down, and then Covington's been able to put so many hats to the ball. I've been impressed with the front 7 of the Lions this evening.
3rd and 5 here for the Green Wave offense. Looks like some confusion there in the slot at the bottom right of your screen. Calling for it is Tribble. Looking to pass. Slings it out. It's complete.
It's going to be close.
Called in by Braden Perrin.
Covington is saying that
they're saying they picked
got
it
the
off.
ball. It doesn't look to be the case.
The officials no-selling it.
And the officials are moving the sticks. Let's see, are they?
Yeah, first down for the Green Wave.
Well, that was strange.
I mean, why not try it when it's that close?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So 1st and 10 here for the Green Wave. Play clock down to 6. Tribble calls for it, looking to pass. Pressure
Got the
coming,
pressure.
and he is sacked
Huge play.
by Josh Sandifer.
Again, that Lions front 7 has been impressive this evening.
5'10", 200-pound senior.
Sandifer, Birch, Champagne, they've been amazing this evening. And allows the linebackers to clean up,
And that makes
keep some pressure off your secondary. They've been impressive.
And that makes it 2nd and 21 for the Green Wave.
Huge play. Huge play.
Calling for it. Give goes to Davis.
He's got a little hole.
Room to run here, and he'll be brought down. That was almost back to the original line of scrimmage.
And he's going to set up a 3rd and 10?
Yeah, it looks to be right at the original line of scrimmage.
Right at it. So
yeah. So 3rd and 10 for the Green Wave.
So now we've switched ends of the field, but this is the exact same spot where the Lion defense has been stout in the last quarter. It's just now it's this quarter. So obviously, let's see what the Lions defense can do on this patch of the field that they've been so stout at.
Calling for it. Tribble looking to pass. Oh, and batted
Great
away by
play.
Blackwell.
Great play. He read it, laid out, got a paw on it, put it on the ground. And look, 4th and 10 in this position. I know Ponchatoula's been gutsy, but man, that would be something else for them to fake it right here.
Trailing by 5, 8:51 to go here in the 4th.
I mean, I saw a fake this past Saturday, but that was a Pirate that decided to do that fake.
Hey, the Pirate made some crazy calls, but the thing about the Pirate is if they work, you call him a genius.
That's right.
And if they don't, you question his decision-making skills.
This is a punt all the way.
Yeah, Tribble punts this one end over end, and it'll go
it's-
out of bounds.
It's going to be excellent field position for the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions will get it at about the 43-yard line. Hey, sometimes it worked for the Pirate, though.
Look, he's a mad scientist.
He
isn't
really is.
He isn't. I mean, in the very least, he's entertaining.
So Covington will take over on offense at the 43-yard line and up by 5 with 8:44 to go. They ran about 6 minutes off the clock last time out. They had a little bit more field to work with, though.
And Ironman football, you look out there and you see some of the same numbers. So it should tell you the respect that these two teams have for one another in terms of ability.
Give goes to Harris.
Good
And
hard running again.
Yeah, excellent job, excellent vision by Harris. He
Yeah.
started to the left. He saw there was nothing doing, but there was something
Nothing
opening
in
up
there.
to the right. He cuts it back and goes.
You're spot on, because literally that inside was jammed up, just nowhere to go. So he planted, put his left foot in the turf, and ended up making a 7-yard gain out, or 6-yard gain, where really there was nothing.
Yeah, Harris, stout running back. 2nd and 4 for the Lions. And it'll be trips to the top of your screen. Keeper from Coakley, and he is met by Mr. Bailey.
Yeah,
Wrestled down.
nothing doing right there. I mean, he's legit. There's no other way to say it. So he's next level legit. So, but again, this is a challenge on both sides of the ball, because as impressive as he is, Covington offensive line at times has really been impressive, holding their own against a very good defensive front. Most impressive offensive line by the Lions.
2 to the top, 2 to the bottom here on 3rd down. Motion from Harrison. Give goes to Harris, has a big hole, hits it hard, and he's tackled to the 1st down.
And again, falls forward. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but when he fell forward, he picked up an additional 2+
Exactly.
yards, and he only got the first by 1. So that extra effort, that just drive and determination willed the Lions to that 1st down right there. Hard running, man, just good hard running.
Here, too, the clock is your best friend. So what we've kind of seen from Ponchatoula all night, that no urgency getting to the ball, letting that play clock run down, we should see from the Lions here moving forward as they're up by 5.
And it's beneficial at 2 levels. 1, the clock's your best friend, and 2, you got a lot of Ironman players out there. That little extra time doesn't hurt.
Coakley calls for it. Give goes, and he's met by a wall of defenders. That was Robertson on the carry.
And look, Robertson's one of those guys, he's playing Ironman football as well. He plays defensive back, and he comes in here, and he's out in the wide receiver route in terms of the route tree, and here he is giving a spell to Harris. Quality players all around.
I think they're going to let this one run down because we're almost at the heat and humidity break. So 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Covington up 12-7. Coming out of the heat and humidity break, motion from Harrison, keeper from Coakley, and he bounces off another defender looking to hit the edge, bringing it upfield. And, man, he really turned nothing into something.
And a key block right there by Elijah Harrison. Didn't do much. It wasn't a crackback block or anything of that nature. Just got in the way, which allowed Coakley's athleticism to kind of take over and find the edge. And like you said, got something out of nothing.
So that brings up 3rd and 7 for the Lions from the 29-yard line. Calls for it. Give goes to Harris. And
It's decision time.
yeah, it'll be about 4th and 5.
And again, the Lions have been going right up the middle. They've been following big number 77, Noah Cenac. He's a member of the 30 club up at the school, and his ACT score is in excess of a 30, so another young man that can read quite well.
Yeah, excellent student athletes. Love to see it.
No doubt. And all across the offensive line. And I mean, it's a position, it's a cerebral position. Coach Salter knows this. And Coach Holden, the offensive line coach for the Lions, he appreciates that. He's able to do a lot more with them. So
Covington takes a timeout. 4:26 to go here in the 4th. Covington up 12-7. 4th down here for the Lions coming out of the timeout. Coakley calls for it. He launches this
He's
one
got
up,
him.
has separation. Let's see.
Oh.
That one falls incomplete, and a
it's
flag is out.
It should be interference on Ponchatoula. Kylan Robinson, beautiful stop and go right there to create space, and the Ponchatoula defender really had no choice. If he doesn't interfere there, that's a touchdown.
And in high school, you can do that. That's actually better strategy because it's not a spot foul.
Right, smart play on his part. The question is that the only foul? They seem to be discussing something on the interior, so I'm not sure what the officials are looking at here.
Let's see. Pass interference defense.
There we go.
So fresh set of downs for the Lions.
And again, we talked about Iron Man football. Kylan Robinson right there, playing defensive back, and then comes out here, beautiful stop and go. Even had a run to spell Harris for a little bit there. So, man, impact players.
Coakley calls for it on 1st down. Give goes to Harris rushing. And, man, hard running. He's still
going.
fighting forward and gets inside the 10.
And a great job by Coakley right there. The snap was a little high. He had to reach up and grab it, but, man, he's just done a phenomenal job as well.
Yeah, it was interesting. We saw that with when Tiger and I were calling the game Terrebonne Lakeshore last week. We saw how the Terrebonne quarterback could just take that high snap in stride and make plays with it, and it was like something that he would see on a regular basis,
right.
The way he was able to take it so well. 2nd down for the Lions, calling for it's Coakley, fakes the give. He'll take it himself up the middle, and he'll gain about 2.
And that was hard running right there because he ran right into the teeth of the Ponchatoula defense.
And a timeout on the field. 3:28 to go here in the 4th. Covington up 12-7. 3rd down for the Lions coming out of the timeout. And it looks like Blackwell and the Wild Lion with a 5-wide set.
And he's been running right up the gut out of this formation, right at big number 99.
And Blackwell looking to bring it to the outside. He's met immediately and wrestled down by Jacob Robinson. So 4th down for the Lions, and Ponchatoula takes a timeout. 3:20 to go here in the 4th. Covington up 12-7. Mendez on for the field goal. This one's up, and it's no good. Wide to the right. So that Ponchatoula defense holds, and they're trailing by 5 with 3:16 left. They'll have 80 yards to go. But 3:16 is time to put together a drive.
That it is. The only saving grace is that Covington's defense has been stout this evening. So now, of course, the irony is without the fumble return for a touchdown, it's 12-0 and this game's done.
For
all
sure.
intent and purposes. No, I shouldn't say done, but for all intent and purposes, it is.
Well,
With
then
the way
it's
that
a two-score game.
Yes, with the way that Covington's defense has been playing in that
Yeah.
time frame, you would feel pretty confident in saying that. But that's not now. That wasn't the call, and here we are.
Snap is back. Tribble looking to pass. Slings this one out to his right, and it's hauled in for a 5-yard gain on the reception by Davis. That keeps the clock rolling as he was inbounds.
We're at 3 minutes and counting.
Tribble looking to pass. This one launched, and it's
And
nearly picked off as it falls incomplete.
So close.
In and out of the hands of Elsie.
That was so close. It does, however, bring up a 3rd and 5. It doesn't mean that Ponchatoula's gonna, stand on their laurels right there. Even here, I would imagine it's 2-down territory.
See number 33, Andrew Cangelosi, the bigger running back. He is 225 pounds. He's in there for that extra protection as they put Davis out wide. Tribble looking to pass as pressure bears down, gets away from one, looking to get away from another, and he's sacked. And that'll make it 4th down. He loses 5.
Lions defense steps up huge right there. It looked to be, was that Ryan Jones?
And we're going to step away for the injury timeout. 4th down.
Huge
For the
play.
Green Wave, and a new quarterback is in. Calls for it. It's Davis at quarterback. He's looking to pass. Oh, keep it himself, and a flag is down, and Davis will run out of bounds. That's shy of the 1st down.
That would be a turnover on downs, pinning the flag.
Well, and I think Covington's going to decline it.
And I could see Harris out on the field right there basically saying, decline it, decline it. And there it is. And as he stays on the field, that was David Harris, by the way, on the sack prior to that.
More Iron Man football for the Lions.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that's a turnover on downs. Excellent job. The Lions defense, all 11 of them deserve a game ball.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, and I mean, Harris kind of deserves 2.
I was going to
He's
say,
gonna, yeah.
we're sitting here saying it's the Lions defense, but they also play
They're also
many
playing
of them play
offense.
offense. So,
Yeah.
Harris,
Champagne, Blackwell.
Blackwell, yes. Robertson.
Yeah.
Kylan Robinson's been out there as well.
So 2:11 to go. Starting this at the 28-yard line. I think we'll see a heavy dose of the run from the Lions.
I have no doubt of that. Both teams have full sets of timeouts, so I'm sure that's going to come into play for Ponchatoula. The Lions, not so much.
Calling for it. Give goes to Harris. He runs into a wall, but a gain of, still managed to gain 1.
That's somehow, some way. He just churns and falls forward. I tell you what, you would really have to do something special to keep him from gaining something.
Exactly. So I'm interested to see if Ponchatoula will take a timeout.
And clock's still running at 1:42.
Yeah, and Covington's going to let this thing go down to 3
no
before
doubt.
snapping it. The play clock, that is. Coakley calls for it. He'll keep it himself. And he's bottled up and dropped for a gain of 1. So that'll make it 3rd down. And is Ponchatoula out of timeouts?
I don't think so. I believe they have a full set, if I'm not mistaken.
I know they used 1. I don't think that's right on the scoreboard.
It's not right on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Well, then that's what I'm going by. So if that's the case.
But they're
then
not using them, and we're down to a minute on the clock. So they're out of them. The clock running down. Are they going to take a...
if Covington has a timeout, they may take one here, right? Yep, and that's what they've done.
Yeah, Covington takes it. 41 seconds to go here in the fourth, and Covington leads 12-7. Coming out of the timeout, third down for the Lions. There's 41 seconds on the clock. Covington up 12-7. Play clock's down to 4. Coakley calling for it. He'll keep it himself. Rushing forward, diving, and that's about a gain of 4. And there we go. So Ponchatoula was, they had one more. And they take a timeout. I do wonder why they waited so long. But it's a Ponchatoula timeout with 34 seconds remaining. Covington up 12-7.
Yep.
Fourth down for the Lions.
Is Harris getting the ball or no?
Blackwell with it. Charges ahead, meets a wall, and that will be a turnover on downs. And Ponchatoula will get the ball with 28 seconds remaining in the game.
So if you're the Lions defense, the key is keep everything in front of you, make them earn every single yard, and then salt this away.
For sure. So here comes the Ponchatoula offense, and Tribble back out. He got a little shaken up earlier, but back out on the field, and they may be missing a guy. Yeah, here comes a guy on late. Snap is back. Tribble looking to pass. A flag is down, and that one falls incomplete.
This might be holding against Ponchatoula. All right.
And a conference here is a bit of discussion among the officials.
Ponchatoula is lined up right in front of the Covington High School band, who just struck up the music. This waving the flag, nothing there, so it'll be
That's the third time that's happened tonight.
It is.
2nd and 10. And they're not just playing any song, they're playing All I Do Is Win.
Yeah. Psychological as well.
Snap is back. Tribble looking to pass. And looking to launch this one. Sends it. Oh, incomplete. Oh, and here's a flag. I think they're going to call holding on the defense.
That's a really, really soft flag right there. So they're going to step off 15 yards here, 14 seconds left.
At the 37-yard line now.
And it looks like the Lions are calling a timeout.
And a timeout. Covington leads 12-7, 14 seconds remaining in the game. 1st and 10 following the penalty. And that's going to be a false start on the whole offensive line and a receiver.
Yeah, that wide receiver was 10 yards down the field.
So when
before
you
the first flag hit.
when you see something like that, that was a center error.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. I've done that before.
Well,
Right, you're hearing this band. You're probably hearing some calls from the defense. That quarterback says go, and you're in another world. You don't snap it, but the rest of the line hears it.
So Covington's defense steps up. 1st and 15. Not that that matters. The clock and the yardage to the goal line is all that matters.
And man, Oh, they're resetting the clock. I think they want 14 seconds on it. But man, all of that, and they just notice it right as the snap is happening?
Once again, into the breach.
Tribble calls for it, looking to pass, rolling to his right. This one launched, and it falls incomplete. Incomplete. Davis tried to dive for it, but it was short. So 2nd and 15, 7 seconds to go here in the 4th.
So the lines for them is really quite simple. Keep everything in front of you, make the tackle, and watch for the lateral.
For sure, yes.
A lot of bodies deep at this point.
Tribble calls for it, looking to pass, slings it to the right, and that falls incomplete. So that makes it 3rd and 15 with 2 seconds on the clock. So this will be your final play of the game.
You know, with these two teams and the stellar defenses we've seen tonight, it's not a surprise it would come down to the last play.
Well, I mean, look on your screen. You have 3 guys from the Covington defense in your frame, and that's because everybody else is way back there.
That's it. And I tell you what, those 3 guys, their motors are still running, and they're still doing everything they can to put pressure on Ponchatoula's quarterback.
Tribble slings it out to Davis, and he tosses it, and he's brought down, and that's the game. The clock never ran, but that's zeroed out. And yes, that will do it. Covington wins it 12-7 here on homecoming at Jack Salter Stadium. Let's send our thank yous to those who helped bring you this game, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Frank Jabbia, director of broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, cameraman Rhett Sharp, color analyst Coach Jimmy Inman. So from Jack Salter Stadium, Covington Lions are victorious 12-7 over Ponchatoula. My name is Grant Yenny. Good night.